Good morning, commissioners and staff. We're going to do a quick flyover of the agenda set for next Wednesday. We have a regular agenda and fire agenda. Both are pretty straightforward. We'll have one modification in the general agenda that I'll get to in just a bit. Nicole, do we have anything at the beginning? I know we do have an invitation that will show up, but what other preliminary stuff at the beginning for you?
So Elizabeth Mingo from Risk Management will come and talk about Safety Month. We will also mention the Columbus Day closure and also talk about World Mental Health Day, which is on October 10th. And that's all I have.
Then on regular agenda, we have 3 sets of minute consideration, 2 proclamations, one recognizing the Junior League and one recognizing National Disability Employment Awareness. There's one appointment to Commissioner Lopez's District Advisory Board, and then we run into a series of new business items. And the backup for the new business starts on about page 16. First is the consideration of a benefit district in the Dry Creek area, which is in District 3. I don't know, I can see, I guess Jim is here, but if there's any question about that. As far as I'm...
This is just put the utilities in, the roads.
Just roads.
No big deal.
Item H is a 151st and 21st is coming back to business. Again, this is an annexation request, the same area that we had discussion in District 3 a few.
And you've gotten all the stuff in the city on how to provide utilities.
We've got information that they're continuing to this.
Okay.
Item I is Juneteen holiday discussion. Sheena will present on that. Item J is Board of Bids and Contracts, and that's page in there goes on. If there's any question, Joe, are you on anything on Board of Bids and Contracts that stick out to you?
No, sir, that I can see.
Then we have a series of consent items on regular agenda starting on about page 38 of your backup. One is an easement. Then we have 2 zoning issues, item L and M on consent. Item L, we are going to pull and actually put into new business. There may be some discussion from the community, maybe not, but Scott will be here to present that. So that will become, we'll probably put that either right before item G or right after item G in case there's community there. So that will become a new business item. Item M is a PUD request. I don't think there's controversy there. We'll leave that on consent. Then other kinds of routine business on consent. If there's any questions from any commissioners on any of the above. Item R is a little bit different. WAMPO is going to begin to pay the county $30,000 a year for costs and expenses at the WAMPO site. So that's what item R is. And we have a contract on here for our EP director. That's a good thing. It's a continuation of 5-year agreement with Adam. Angela has a staffing table addition for elections for an operations manager. She is on Zoom. If anyone has questions, this will help her shore up some challenges that we saw in the primary election, and we will have a body in place for her ASAP if the commission approves this staffing addition. We have a current county staff member that we will slot in there temporarily or on an interim basis until she gets a full-time position hired. We will get her immediate help in preparation of what's be a general election. That's item U. And then there's a series of policies that is item B that starts on about page 201 of your backup material that I think Sheena's briefed you on. It's a lot of cleanup, some language cleanup, 1 deletion. So if there's any questions there, I know Sheena is on it. All right. That pretty much.
Mr. Manager, Jim Howell.
Go ahead, sir.
Just wanted to say, I think this discussion of Juneteenth is going to be more comprehensive. It's going to talk about other holidays as well as budget. I know we normally do this in around November, if I remember correctly. I think more than likely, out the gate, I'm going to want to push this back to the regular discussion that's more comprehensive. It talks about all holidays, and so I may be very supportive of the idea of Juneteenth, but it depends on how it's done. And I think we can't have that discussion about Juneteenth without talking about other stuff. And I guess my thought would be, it would be better. It would be a much better discussion to talk about this in mid-November when we normally talk about the entire holiday discussion. So, is there any chance we can just push this back?
He wants to push it back. I don't want to push it back.
Commissioner, just so everybody can hear properly, Commissioner Dennis wanted it repeated. I think what I'm hearing you say is you would prefer that this be pushed back into November. Commissioner Cruz has said from the table she does not want to push it back. I think we leave it on for the item, and commissioners can handle the discussion however they see fit when it comes up.
All right. Well, it'll be my intent to push this back in November when we have more comprehensive. So I'll talk about that when the item is presented. That's fine.
I understand your point, sir.
All right.
Okay, so that's it for the routine VOCC agenda. The fire agenda is very straightforward and simple. I think the only item other than minutes is going to be the policy adoptions that also are mirrored in the general agenda for the fire personnel. So fairly straightforward. Any questions, or we'll make the change to add the new business item? Other than that, good to go. Commissioner Howell, any further questions?
No, I'm good.
Very good. Thank you all. I'm sorry, Chairman.
One thing. Now, I don't have the whole book printed out ever. I always use my computer. But one thing that you were mentioning the page numbers that these were on. Would it be difficult to add the page numbers on the front of this as the agenda item so that I could easily find that on the computer? That'd be hard.
Yeah, no, I don't think that'll be a problem. We can have Sabrina and Linda add that on.
As it is now, it's a little difficult sometimes to find them.
One other thing I forgot to mention on the fire agenda, we did add a legislative issues segment. So because we have a couple of potential legislative platform items for fires there, we did add that section. So I know at the 5th meeting, Rusty will be present to discuss the advisory board update. He has an update on contacts with small cities and mayors. That will
Should
be
we have only added that, or we also have another on that? Right. An executive session, kind of like we do on the normal. We do sometimes that
on fire.
on fire.
You could add that.
I don't know.
And I have one other. Jim Hale here. I have one other item. I'd like to present some amendments to the steering commission resolution for the fire district.
Okay.
I have some amendments I'd like to present and see where we're at as a commission on that.
Very good. We'll go ahead and add them, Commissioner. We can skip them if there's nothing there, at least until we get the plan.
It does for printer.
Thank you all.